Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitvishavahay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 11 to 15 of chapter 3. Devan bhavayatanena,
Devan bhavayatanena,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
Taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
Yo bhunkte stena eva saha,
Yo bhunkte stena eva saha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi,
Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
पर्जन्यादन्नसम्भवः
यज्ञाद्भवति पर्जन्यः
यज्ञाद्भवति पर्जन्यः
यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः
यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So we have been seeing the different facets of a sant, one who is spiritually evolved. I've been giving you many dimensions of the word sat, from which the word sant is derived. Now when you take all these dimensions from 100% point of view, that is a state of a sthita prajna. So how you need to approach this is from your level. That is, see, we saw various dimensions. For example, we saw dharma, righteousness, trustworthiness, responsibility. Then we saw truth, acting according to one's conscience. Then arjavam, uprightness, alignment of one's personality. Then reality, being factual, being objective. And last week I was telling you a little bit about existence. That is, being whatever you are. Now, if you take all these dimensions, they are applicable at whatever level you are in. So, to the extent a person masters these dimensions, these qualities, to that extent he is a sant, he or she. See, if you keep the yardstick as 100%, then you will start becoming very judgmental about others and about yourself, because nobody will fit into this category. See, when Lord Krishna, he went as a peacemaker, he tried to prevent the war because he knew what the disastrous consequences of a war is. So he went to the Kaurava camp. Actually, it was not his personal war. But in spite of that, in order to give everybody a chance, he went to the Kaurava camp. He went to Hastinapura as a peacemaker. And he tried various methods to convince Duryodhana. But Duryodhana was too adamant. He was too stubborn. He didn't accept Krishna's offer. Now, just think for a moment. Supposing Lord Krishna were to come to your house and stay there, or even for a few hours, Supposing, let's say, Lord Krishna is going to come tomorrow. Now, how will you feel? You will feel so elated. And supposing he comes to your house and he tells you, it's better you avoid this, it's better you do that. Now, are you going to accept it or not? Definitely you will accept it. Why? Because you have read about Lord Krishna. You know that he is an avatar. That belief is there. But what you need to note here is, all this is something which you have read in the books. You have actually not seen Lord Krishna live. It was only the descriptions given by the author that you have read. So whatever descriptions were given, he was described as an avatar, he had this quality, that quality. So all that has gone into your mind. So based on that, you have developed a devotion. Now, when it came to the Kauravas, there was no book about Lord Krishna for them to read. They interacted with Krishna directly. And when they interacted with Krishna directly, they couldn't recognize him as an avatar. Even you, supposing, let's say, you don't have any knowledge about Lord Krishna, and if Lord Krishna were to appear in front of you, appear means not like a miracle, as a normal person, supposing he comes. Now, without any background, you don't know anything about him, in the sense the divine nature of his personality. Now the question is, how will you behave with him? You will move with him according to the conditioning of your mind only. This is a very important point which you should note here. The Kauravas saw Lord Krishna not as he is, but according to their minds only. Now, even when you say, oh, if Lord Krishna were to come to my house tomorrow, I'll be so elated, I'll take his blessings, is that. All that is because your mind has already been conditioned with certain information which you would have read in the Puranas and all that. Therefore, you are saying that. Let's say, supposing Lord Krishna were to come in a totally different form, not the form which has been described in the Puranas. Avatar means he can take any form, no? He comes as another person externally. Then you will not be able to recognize him. Why I am telling you this is the conditioning of the mind. You are constantly seeing the world not as it is, but according to the conditioning of your own mind. So, no less a person than Lord Krishna himself, an avatar. Lord Krishna is described as a Purna avatar. He went as a peacemaker, and yet the Kauravas didn't accept. And what is most interesting is, they tried to arrest him. Can you imagine? And that was a time when, Lord Krishna showed his universal form, Vishvarupa Darshana. Only very few people were able to see that. Bhishma was able to see. What is interesting is Dhritarashtra, he was given the divine eyes for a while to have that vision. And when he saw the spiritual stature of the infinite, when he got that experience, he requested Lord Krishna, saying that having seen you, I don't want to see anything else. Take back my eyes. That was his level of devotion. Take back these eyes. I don't want to see anything else. So when that experience was withdrawn, again the ignorance came and clouded his mind, which was full of various conditionings. So in spite of seeing the supreme nature of Lord Krishna, Dhritarashtra still didn't accept. See, these incidents which have been given in our Puranas, then in the Mahabharata, then in the Ramayana, all these incidents are there for us to learn various things. If you have that penetrativeness, if you're able to apply that yogic approach, you will be able to eke out the messages from these texts. So the conditioning of the mind is so strong. The conditioning is based on your past knowledge, your past beliefs, because whatever you know, based on that you form certain beliefs. And those beliefs and your knowledge, limited knowledge, they condition your thoughts and your emotions. So your thoughts and emotions are at the mercy of your own beliefs based on past knowledge. And through that you are experiencing the world. That is why one of the dimensions is reality, being factual. I mentioned that time, no? You have to learn to withdraw, you have to learn to become more objective by being factual in life, not being opinionated. That is a very powerful quality. But in practice you will find it very difficult. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. For a person who puts in that consistent efforts over a period of time, that person will be able to master this quality. So why do you find it so difficult? Because the mind is conditioned so much. See, when you go to a master, you don't go with a clean slate. Your slate is already full. So many things have been written on it. If your slate is clean, it will just take 1 second for the master to write the highest, and that's it. Here slate means your own mind. When a student approaches the master, his or her mind is full of various emotions, thoughts stemming from the belief systems and past knowledge. So someone has asked this question, why does the spiritual path take so much of time? Why does it take so much of time to get the experience of the infinite? Actually, to get the experience of the infinite does not take so much. time. Someone asked a saint, how long does it take for a person to realize a self, realize God? He said, as long as it takes a needle to pierce a rose petal. Just imagine, how long does it take for a needle to pierce a rose petal? Just a fraction of a moment. He said that's the time which it takes. So the whole delay is not in the final experience, it is in undoing whatever you have done. For millions of births, you have been gathering various things in your mind, and all those have formed very deep impressions, belief systems. So when the Guru gives the highest wisdom, you don't receive it as it is. That gets filtered by your mind and you absorb according to your capacity. It may be 10%, it may be 20%, it may be 30%. It all depends on the level of the student. So why is the sadhana given, daily sadhana? See, otherwise it's very simple, no? You are the infinite. Over. Session is finished. It doesn't work like that. For you to absorb just the energy of that statement and for you to experience that, that is taking a lot of time, not because the final experience takes a lot of time. It's because you are loaded with a lot of impressions, conditioning. So all that has to be released. That is the process of Atma Shuddhi, self-purification. When a person is fully prepared, it just takes a fraction of a moment for enlightenment to happen. A master doesn't need to do much. He just has to give a very small trigger. That is enough. The rose will bloom, Your entire personality will immediately bloom. You will become the infinite. The preparation part only takes time. So the practice of these qualities, all of these are aimed at preparation, preparing yourself. So supposing you are at 20% level, practice this to that 20% level and a little more than whatever you can practice comfortably. That will start elevating your personality as a whole. Now when you go to, let us say, 30%, practice this to that extent fully and stretch it a little more and put some effort. Otherwise, if you take it as either 0 or 100, if you have that kind of an approach, none of these qualities will work. Actually, you will only become very self-critical, you will become very guilty, and you will also become so judgmental with respect to others. This will start agitating you. So this wisdom has to be digested and practiced carefully, taking into consideration whatever your level is. So there is really no time frame which we can fix. Some people ask, Sir, how long will it take to master all this? This is not an academic course. 10 years you study the Bhagavad Gita, now you will become a Sthita Prajna. We cannot say like that. If you study for 10 years, we can say you may become a scholar of Bhagavad Gita. That can be, because that is academics. But when it comes to inner development, no time frame can be fixed. Because so many factors are there. What is the baggage which you are bringing from the past? Number one. What is the kind of effort you are putting in the present? See, you are listening to all this. Are you doing your daily sadhana? If at all you are doing, what is the level of your understanding when you are doing the sadhana? Because you may be doing things in a mechanical way. Only when you do it for several months, you will start understanding the subtleties pertaining to the sadhana. I know some people who are doing sadhana, I am putting it in quotes, for several years, but they still don't know how to release something negative which comes to surface. They have not got that knack. No issues. If they continue in the same path, it is a question of time. See, each one will have a few areas of areas where that person will find it difficult. So that part alone may take a little time to master. If you consistently put your efforts, the results will come for sure. So when the person is asking how long will it take, there is the energy of impatience which is setting in. That is not good for sadhana. That is not good for spiritual growth. That's why I would say you should enjoy doing your sadhana. See, when you start enjoying your sadhana, now there is no question of how long should I do it, when will this get over, all that impatience will go away. Another sadhak, she has put her points in the comment section, in the YouTube comment section. She has mentioned, as I'm so happy, Yogishri, that I'm doing the daily sadhana, because I never thought I'll be able to meditate and all that, but every day I'm doing it, and I wish right now you could see me as I'm typing this, because I wish you could see my smile. That's what she has written. Definitely I can see your smile. As I was reading that, I could feel that energy. So when you start enjoying the sadhana, which means, say in this context, the practice of these principles, you should start enjoying every bit of it. Then this question itself will never come. How long will it take? Can you give any guarantee? Practice all this for the sake of them, because it's so enjoyable. Just like when you have a favorite sweet dish or some food in front of you, which is your favorite food item, Now it could be an ice cream, it could be some sweet, whatever it is. Now with a lot of enjoyment you will eat that. Bring that kind of a bhavana when you practice these things. Then you will find that these principles will no longer be mere academic principles, they will start creating a tremendous impact within yourself. Your very thought structure will start changing. All your emotions will start changing. When your thoughts and emotions are changing, what does it mean? It means to that extent this wisdom has penetrated into your personality and has removed those belief systems and conditioning. Then only the thoughts and emotions can change. So, when you are doing your sadhana, these are the various obstacles you will face. The mind will try to bring in some reason or other as to why you should stop doing your sadhana. How long are you going to do this? Instead, let's do something else. Some factor, some block or other, the mind will keep putting. So you should be very alert and not fall a prey to that. Sometimes the mind can say, see, last several sessions, Yogishri is talking only about Santaha. One session or two sessions, let me miss. Anyway, it's about same Santaha only, no. Again, that is a block which the mind is trying to put. It may generally be about Sant, but the different dimensions which you are seeing, the depth, even if it's the same point, every time there is something more which is being added on. So how will you measure all that? It's impossible to measure this in a quantitative way, It's not possible. So as a sadhak, have this approach. Whatever is being told, I will practice it from my level. I will not get bogged down by seeing the highest level. If you get bogged down like that, how will you be able to function in your life? It's like when you join the school, straight away you see a PhD student and you say, my God, that is too high for me. Therefore, let me remain uneducated. Will you say that? You will not say that. You will start from your level, your standard, and slowly you will move up. That is how you can gain mastery over anything. The same rules are applicable even with spirituality. So last week we were seeing this dimension, existence. I explained what existence is from the absolute level, absolute existence. From the sadhana point of view, how does this dimension of existence manifest in a sant? He is just whatever he is. No faking, no masks. So learn to be what you are. Why do you need to be like someone else? You may learn some good qualities from others, that is different. But don't imitate others. That will not work. Why doesn't imitation work? Let me explain that to you a little bit. How the world has been designed is that each individual is unique. Right now, let these words go into your mind in a very deep way. You are unique. You are the only person as you are. No other person can be like you, and you cannot be like anyone else. In the entire history of humanity, you are unique. See the amazing nature of creation, You have an uniqueness about you. Your existence is unique. See, that is a dimension which we are doing now. Each one's existence is unique. If a person is born, that person exists and then that person passes away, there can be no other person again like that person. Forever that person will remain unique. Even if when the soul is born again, you may ask, sir, rebirth, we are born again and again. No? You take another form and come. You are not existing exactly in the same way as you are existing now. That is in the future. So, supposing let's take your past births. You existed in different forms. There may be similarities, but it will not be exactly the same. There is that uniqueness about existence. See, even if you take time, every moment of time is unique. That is why the yogis say, be totally in the present. If you learn to be totally in the present, you don't need any other entertainment, because every moment in the present is so unique that will start entertaining you. When today is gone, it is gone forever. When this minute passes away, it has passed away forever. The next minute which comes is another unique moment. This is the very nature of existence, Sat. So when you realize the nature of existence, now what about you? You are also a part of this existence. That is why the yogis are saying that you are unique. So a master respects all the students so much. Why? Because he sees that each and every student is unique in his or her own way. That cannot be replicated. When you try to replicate it, it becomes a fake personality. So you have your unique set of talents. You have your unique set of skills, whatever you are good at. Now tap into them. Put an effort to master those skills and start expressing yourself as you are. That is true success. The external success which follows this inner success is true success. When you wear masks, when you imitate, when there is a fakeness about the whole thing, and then somehow or other you achieve external success, that success is not true success. It will not give you peace. It will not give you happiness. A man went to a Siddha and asked him, "Sir, how do I become like you?" To which the Siddha replied, "You can never become like me. See, only if there is a possibility of becoming like, of doing something, the methodology, how can be given, right? But the fact is you can never become like me. So then how can I tell you how you can become like me?" That man became very dejected. Because he took it as, I can never become a Siddha. So then that master explained, you don't need to become like me in order to become a Sthita Prajna, in order to become a Siddha. You be yourself. Whatever I am teaching you, practice all that in your life and you should bloom in your way. So again, learning from others is a beautiful quality. Actually, you go to a master only to learn. See, the funniest part is the moha, the delusion is so much, the ego is so strong that some people, they go to a master and they forget why they go to the master. It's only to learn we go, no? Instead of that, they try to exhibit their knowledge. Sir, you know, this is the master is very happy because any opportunity which he gets to learn, he will keep on learning. So learning from others is a beautiful quality, but all those principles should be practiced in your context, because the nature of existence is uniqueness and every master is unique. You take the different avatars of Lord Vishnu. We'll come to the other masters later, but take the very avatars of Lord Vishnu described in the Puranas. Lord Vishnu, there are 24 avatars of Vishnu. We'll leave the 24 avatars, we'll take the 10 main avatars, that too a few avatars from that. On one hand you have Lord Rama, on the other hand you have Lord Krishna. Just take Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. External life, if you just go by the external life, they are totally different. Buddha was also an avatar. Completely different. There was a uniqueness, but all of them were manifestations of the infinite. So now, should you follow Rama or should you follow Krishna, or should you follow Buddha or should you follow some other person? Whom are you going to follow? You don't follow anyone. You follow their teachings. What they taught was one and the same thing. They only put it in different ways. You should follow yourself, your own conscience. That's what we saw in that dimension of truth. No? So supposing you tell someone, I am a follower of Yogishri. My what I would say, my thoughts on that would be, please don't follow Yogishri. Follow the teachings, because whatever Yogishri is giving you is nothing but the teachings of the great masters. That is the very essence of life. That you should follow. The mind has this weakness for imitating, because you don't feel so good about yourself. So then what do? You try to imitate others. The worst part is people start imitating celebrities at the worldly level. One actor will have one hairstyle. Immediately, so many people will have the same hairstyle. That he has done on the screen, and he has made money and he has gone. Now, by you doing it, what is it that you are gaining? Nothing. That only shows how much of inferiority complex people are having. They are not satisfied, content, happy with themselves just by being themselves. So this is a beautiful quality which you can start practicing in your life, which is just be yourself. Follow your conscience. As I told you, whether you follow your conscience or whether you follow what the master tells you, it's one and the same thing only. When you're not clear there, then this is of great help. But if you are very clear there, then there is no necessity for all these sessions. So that is what is meant by Sat. So every master who came, now he or she had a uniqueness. Buddha style of teaching was in one way. When Christ came, he taught in one way. When Lord Krishna taught Arjuna, he taught in one way. Rama was in one way. Many masters from different parts of the world, they've all come. They said the same thing, but there was a uniqueness about it. How is that? Because they were in the state of Sat, existence. And the moment you are in that, you are attuned to Sat, existence, absolute existence. Now there will be no pretenses. There will be no fakeness. You will start becoming authentic, original. See, a rose is original. Supposing you bring a plastic rose, it will look like a rose. But one thing will not be there. That is, the fragrance will be missing. So when you try to imitate someone, you will look like that person, but the essence, the fragrance, the life will be missing. So a true master will not expect you to follow whatever he is doing. He will not say, now you have to do this, you have to do that. Too many do's and don'ts will not be given. Unless in certain extreme cases where that person is so tamasic and is unable to analyze even the basic rights and wrong, then some do's and don'ts may be temporarily given till that person gets on to a rajasic state. But otherwise, generally in spirituality, too many do's and don'ts are not given. Rather, the higher principles are systematically given, based on which you yourself will formulate certain do's and don'ts in your life, according to your lifestyle. Like a classic example is in the Yoga Shastras. Now, some masters have said when you get up early in the morning, you should have a bath in cold water. Now, some masters have said you should avoid having a bath in cold water early in the morning. Now, people are very confused. What should we do? When we did the Kaya Tattva for the first time, this question was asked to me. Now you should see the context. The first master, when he said you should have a cold water bath, he was from the southern part of India, where the climate was very hot. So to his students he said, as soon as you wake up, have a cold water bath, that will refresh you. The other master who said don't have a bath early in the morning, especially cold water, he was from the northern part of India, from the Himalayas. So there it is already very cold. They are amidst the snow. So early in the morning, if they wake up and if they have a cold water bath, chances of catching a cold or something may be there. Stiffness will be there, no? So he said, don't do that. So when you go to the principle behind what both these masters said, it is one and the same only, but two opposite instructions. That is why instructions given by masters, specific instructions given by masters to their students should not be taken on face value, because the same master will keep giving different instructions to different students. So which one will you follow? Just because one person records a few instructions given by the master, that cannot become a gospel. We have to go to the root principles. So Sat means existence, no masking, no faking, just being whatever you are. And there is a beauty about being yourself. When a student approaches a master, the master only sees that. He doesn't see the level of the student, whatever level the student may be in. That doesn't matter, because as the healing is given and when the sadhana is done, the student is going to grow. That's not a big thing. He only looks for this quality. Is there that this quality of existence, that is that person trying to impress, or is the person himself or herself? Is the person having that quality of arjavam, uprightness, straightforwardness? All these things only the master looks for. And if a student has all this, the master will go to any extent to guide the student. You have no idea actually. Because when the soil is right, the seeds can be sown. That is when the seeds can be sown. So when you don't follow this, how will it manifest? You will want to impress others. And in order to impress others, you will do something which you are not. You will try to be someone whom you are not. Now, why do you need to impress others? See, why do you require their approval? You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your existence is your proof. The truth is your proof. The strength of a yogi is in this only, is in existence, in Sat. Because a yogi is so happy being himself or herself. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He doesn't need anybody else's approval. See, the moment you want another person's approval, it means you're lacking that quality. You're having a complex. So much of time and energy gets wasted in trying to get the approval of others. And after all that, just based on one or two things, suddenly they may change their opinion. See, today they may get very impressed. Tomorrow, one small thing can happen, immediately they'll change their opinion. So, all the efforts which you would have put will all go waste. Your time, effort, energy, everything will go waste. Instead, you conserve your energy. Don't allow your energy to get frittered away in all these falsities. That this is a false way of living. Instead, live in an authentic way. Conserve all your energies because you require all that in order to focus on the infinite. So when you do your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day, this quality will start manifesting within you. And people will also start accepting you because see, it's like a baby, a baby has no pretentiousness, it doesn't pretend, doesn't want to impress. There is a beauty about the baby. Sometimes the baby will laugh, sometimes the baby will cry, but we don't judge the baby and say, oh, it's crying. We don't say that. So similarly, if you learn to be yourself and then you do the sadhana to continuously purify yourself, your growth will be very fast. The quality of your relationships will improve. Because a relationship based on masks will fail. See, this is what happens when two people meet each other and let's say they fall in love. Now what happens is both of them try to impress each other initially. So they try to exhibit only their good qualities, and not only that, they try to be someone else. They try to fake. Why? Because of the fear in case the other person leaves me. So then they fall in love. After a while they decide to get married, let's say. They get married and you go and talk to them after a few months. How are you feeling? They'll say, I didn't get what I expected. I have heard this from many people. And some of them have said, I thought I understood him or I thought I understood her, earlier. But after marriage, suddenly she has changed. Or the girl says, he has changed completely after marriage. Nobody has changed. It's just that when you're living close together, how long is that faking possible? The other person will get to know. So you start getting to know the other side of the person. So you feel that person has changed. The person hasn't changed. You have come to face realities now. So a relationship can never work in an environment where of fakeness. So at least to your partner, see, that's where you can start off from. From where can you start? To your own partner. Don't wear masks. Just be yourself. The ego will prevent you from doing that. The moment you wear masks, it's a fake personality. You start lying. See, lying is not necessarily through words alone. You can lie through your behavior. That is what Shakuni did in the Mahabharata. No? His intentions were so impure, but he was always smiling. That is lying through his expressions. As Shakespeare said, one may smile and yet be a villain. So you may lie through your words, you may lie through your expressions, you may lie through your emotions, through your thoughts. So when you cut off that fakeness, when you cut off this lying, then your personality will start growing. That is when you are giving yourself an opportunity to change for the better. You are giving yourself an opportunity to grow. When you wear masks, you are closing the doors of growth, of spiritual growth. The Guru Shakti will flow to a person who doesn't have any masks. Again, I am telling you, please follow this point very carefully. It is not the level of the student which attracts the master. It is the truthfulness in a student which attracts a master. A person may be at 75% level in other things, but let's say that person is not so truthful. Another person is at 25% level, but very truthful. The master will get attracted there. When I say the master, I am talking now in terms of Guru Shakti, because the master is an embodiment of the Guru Shakti. So the Guru Shakti will flow there naturally. So that is why the great yogis said, it doesn't matter where you are, but where are you going? That is what matters. So you may do a lot of sadhana and gain a lot of powers, but if you don't follow this principle, then you will fall. In the Bhagavad Gita and later on he calls such a person as Yoga Brashta. Yoga Brashta means one who has fallen from the state of yoga. So that is this dimension of Sat, existence. And then one more dimension which is in line with whatever I have covered already. Sat means true being. Why I am taking this dimension is, we have already covered dharma, then truth, satyam, reality, then sat, existence, everything we have covered. Now true being, this kind of summarizes the whole thing. Sat means true being. As they say, satyam eva jayate, truth alone wins. So if you are true to yourself, it is only a question of time. Truth alone wins. See, when they say satyam jayate, it means truth wins. But they have not stopped at that. The yogis have said satyam eva jayate, truth alone wins. What does it mean? It means falsity can never win, provided you have the patience, provided you consistently follow this. So what is your true being? From the highest standpoint, your true being is the infinite. From the relative standpoint, whatever you are, that is what is your being. Be true to yourself. Be true to your conscience. There is no necessity to impress anyone. There is no necessity to wear any mask. And when you are true to yourself, your conscience is very clear. When you sit and do your sadhana on a daily basis, the Guru Shakti will just start flowing towards you. It'll get attracted to you. That is how a student attracts the master. Not by falsity, not by trying to impress. See, it's very difficult to impress a master. The more you try to impress a master, the opposite results will come. Because the very basis is meaningless. So, to sum up the whole thing, this phrase, does it. Sat means true being. So a sant is one who is a true being. That phrase true being is applicable at all levels. Who is a true being? A true being is very dharmic, righteous, trustworthy, responsible, is very truthful, acting according to one's conscience, arjavam, upright, personality is aligned, who's factual, who's objective, reality. And then one who never wears any masks. All these are aspects of a true being. So a sant is a true person. See, what do we mean by a true person is, because you may ask, then what about others? Are all others are not true? Is it? It's not like that. See, supposing you take any field, let's say you take the field of cricket. Now, if you find a batsman who plays the stroke so perfectly, we'll say he is a true batsman. Supposing you take a singer, that singer takes the raga and sings that raga to perfection in terms of technicalities and in terms of bhavana also. We say, no, oh, he is a true singer. He is a true actor. In any field you can say that. When you gain mastery over that skill, naturally we use that phrase. Similarly, when it comes to being a human being alone has this capacity to grow spiritually. Who is a true being? A sant. One who has mastered these qualities. So when you look at it in that spirit, it is a very powerful phrase, So this is your goal, to be a true being, to live up to the dignity and prestige of the human birth. Because only in this human birth you have the capacity to do sadhana, and only when you do sadhana you can perfect yourself. You can become one with the infinite. So such a person is called sant. So to summarize, I'm also going to give you one more dimension which is very interesting. But before that, just to see it in a very broad way. Number one, a sant is one who is well established in the higher values. If you see dharma, all these are nothing but higher values only. So every Sunday when you are listening to this ancient wisdom, and when you put in efforts to absorb the energy behind these principles, and when you put in efforts to practice these things in your life, what are you doing? In effect, what is happening? You are getting more and more established in the higher values of life. So you are in the process of becoming a sant. So this is the first thing, being established in higher values. The next thing which a sant has is gratitude. Gratitude to everything. See, how do we determine whether you are established in the higher values or not? How grateful are you in your life? A person who has this tendency to complain, you put him or her anywhere, that person will keep complaining. You give him the best of things, out of all that he will pinpoint something where some small thing is wrong and he will complain about it. A sant is not like that. A sant is one who is so grateful. That is the outcome of that quality of existence, no, Sat, absolute existence. A Sant is one who is grateful towards existence. See, you're inhaling and exhaling. Have you ever felt grateful about it? Because if one of that process stops, then you will cease to exist, no? So we should we should feel grateful to existence. And when you are grateful that you are breathing, then you can never complain about other things. What is there to complain? Now you may say, sir, what about when the breath stops? Then you don't exist. No, at least in this form you don't exist. So there also there is nothing to complain. So when you get established in these higher values, it will manifest as gratitude towards existence. And what do we mean existence? Starting from God to parents, to your spouse, to family, to friends, to everything, to nature. And number 3, a Sant is one who is very humble, naturally humble. Humility means not false humility. That is, he may achieve so many things in life, but he does not have any value for all that. His value is only for God. That is a Sant. So let us say a Sant acquires a lot of wealth. That acquisition of wealth will not change his personality or his behavior in any way. He will remain whatever he was earlier. That is the beauty. Let's say a Sant acquires a lot of knowledge. That acquisition of knowledge will not change his personality. In the sense, suddenly he will not behave in a particular way and all. He will remain whatever he is. Because no ego whatsoever. So whether a Sant is wealthy or whether he is not wealthy, whether he is knowledgeable or he doesn't have knowledge, it could be about anything. Whether he is alone or whether he is with people, whether he is married or whether he is not married, whether he has children or whether he doesn't have any children, he continues to just be intrinsically, naturally humble, because he has no value for all these things. He has no value for material things like wealth, name, fame, power, position. He may get all that, but that is not going to pollute his personality. He maintains that childlike innocence and natural humility. This is a very important aspect of a Sant. See, these are all derivative principles. The main principles I have already given. We can further derive these principles from that. These derivative principles are so important. They'll help you so much in your sadhana. That is why I am giving you that. So little bit of wealth you acquire, immediately your mannerisms, everything change, because that feeds your ego. Little bit of knowledge you gain, immediately you get a complex, superiority complex. Because you have that extra value for these things. But a true Sant is changeless. His core personality will remain same, which is pure, innocent, naturally humble. And then the fourth quality, in summary, these 4 are the derivative principles which you can get. The fourth principle is a sant is devoted to God. He sees God in everything and everyone. See, what is interesting is, we saw the various dimensions of Sat, right? Now there is one direct meaning of Sant. And when I tell you that meaning, you will wonder, what is the meaning of that? What does it really mean? The word Sant actually refers to a particular action. One who keeps the two palms in Namaste position like this, always. The moment you keep your hands like this, the palms like this, then such a person is called a Sant. That action itself is called a Sant. Now, if you take it literally, all the time you will keep walking like this. How is it possible? So that has a very deep significance. What does this represent? This gesture. It's a gesture of devotion, humility and devotion. You say Namaste to another person. What is Namaste? Namaha means you bow down. Most people don't know the meaning of that. So in our tradition, there are two ways of doing this. Either they greet each other like this, or they touch the heart here and they bow down. Both mean the same only. This means I am bowing down to that divinity within you. That is the bhavana. Touching the heart and bowing down, it means the heart is the center of love. So I bow down and give you that unconditional love because you are divine. This is the vision, this is the perception of a Sant. So that is the fourth principle. A Sant is one who sees God in everyone and everything. So that when the direct meaning of Sant means keeping the two palms together in this position, it symbolizes the permanent devotion which he has towards the infinite, towards God. It symbolizes the inner state of devotion. It's not about merely saying, artificially just saying Namaste. It's not that. The inner state, it's a reflection of the inner state. Similarly, when the yogis touch their hearts, when they touch the heart and when they bow down, they really mean it. They are giving you that unconditional love. It's a beautiful quality. In the Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna mentions this in Bhagavad Gita. See, Bhagavad Gita is what Krishna gave to Arjuna. In Bhagavatam, he also spoke to Uddhava. That is called Uddhava Gita. Uddhava was his dear friend. And when it was time for Krishna to leave his body, the purpose of his avatara was over. Uddhava came to know of that and he cries to Krishna. He said, how can I even live without you, Krishna? This is how he asks. I can't imagine that. And that is when Krishna gives this wisdom. In that, Uddhava asks him, what is bhakti? What is devotion? Krishna says, bowing down is devotion. And he explains. He says, whenever you see someone, whenever you see anything, supposing you see a dog or you see there he gives the example of a dog. let's take any creature, or you see a human being, whomever it is you're seeing, whatever it is that you're seeing, immediately you bow down, he says, because I am present in them, says Lord Krishna. That infinite is present in them. This is the practice of Bhakti Yoga, he says. Where is that, and where is the concept of Bhakti which we are having? Now, if you, some people have asked me, how to practice that? Are we going to go and fall at everybody's feet like that? It's impractical. It is the inner bhavana he's talking about. That is what will make you a sant. So when you are relating with people, recognize that infinite presence in that person. You first start off with your own family members. You may say, sir, it's very difficult. You will tell me, sir, first you come and meet my family members, then let's see whether you talk about all this or not. This philosophy will never change. See, you should practice this. Where else will you practice? It is only when you interact with people, that's where you can practice this, no? The infinite is present in everyone and everything. So when you start bowing down to everyone internally, that elevates you, that purifies you, that changes your bhavana. From an ordinary bhavana, it becomes an extraordinary spiritual bhavana, divine bhavana. You become divine when you practice this. A sant means a divine person. How has he become a divine person? It is only by practicing this. When you go on practicing, a day would come where you will start feeling the presence of God in everyone, in everything, including yourself. That is Advaita. First, it will start with Dvaita, duality. Then it will move on to Visishta Dvaita. Then finally it will become Advaita, where you see God in yourself also, and you merge. And when you keep on thinking about God, whether it is in others or whether it is in yourself, what happens? You merge with God. Your consciousness merges with that infinite God principle, and you become a Sthita Prajna. So start practicing this wherever you can, to the extent you can. When you are moving with your partner, he or she has come into your life for a purpose. There is a karmic relationship. Your children have come into your life because there is a purpose. You have been born to your parents because there is a karmic relationship. There is a sacredness about it, sanctity about it. Many unresolved issues were there in the previous births, and as a soul group you are born. Why? To resolve those unresolved issues. And how do you resolve those unresolved issues? It is by developing devotion. A sant is one who has no issues left in an unresolved way. Karmic issues, I'm saying. And how did he achieve that? By practicing this. This is a lifetime practice. Please don't practice it for 1 or 2 days and then immediately send a mail. Sir, I'm finding it very difficult. There are yogis who are practicing it for many janmas. This is such a deep principle. Absorb it to the extent you can. Even if you absorb this point which is being given a little bit, that can transform you. That can start the process of the inner sadhana. We are going to have the Guru Purnima session next month, July. If you practice this, and then when you come and sit there that day, I'm telling you, your absorption level will be tremendous. So Krishna puts it so easily, Santaha, he says. And we are really scratching our heads to understand what he really means. What is the meaning of Sant? Okay, so we'll stop with that. In the next session, we'll go into more depth, because he's talking even about the process. Yajna Sishta Shinaha. What is it that they practice with respect to Yajna Parasparam, and what are the results? Muchyante Sarva Kilbishaihi. How they are freed from all the Kilbisham. Kilbisham means faults. When we come there, we'll see. That is also quite a powerful Sarva Kilbishaihi, he says, from all kinds of faults. So we will see all that in the coming sessions. Now we will do Nididhyasana, meditation. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. beyond my body, beyond my emotions and thoughts, lies my real self. The higher self is infinite and divine. From this moment onwards, I choose to practice the sadhana of just being myself. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Wriggle your fingers, your toes, open and close your palms a few times. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. And cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head, your neck, and slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So week after week, you're getting exposed to this ancient wisdom, the higher wisdom, that too in this kind of a depth. So make use of this opportunity which you have got in this life. And do your daily sadhana. That is, put in your efforts to purify yourself. This is the best opportunity which you have got. Okay? So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next session. Hari Om.